Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. The same little two pairing here, Barron and I. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. It's 4 o'clock Eastern here, so if anybody's big in the NFL, the trade deadline has officially ended. We had a couple, I would say major deals, but
No, nothing too big.
a couple big deals in terms of for some teams pushing for some playoffs runs, and of course teams tanking. We're gonna get into that later in our wild card round. We're gonna react to them. But first, we're going to talk about Week 8.
That's right.
Unfortunately, who's your dog of the day for Week 8?
The Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. Hey, well, I had the Rams, and they got murdered. So.
Well, we almost had a chance, but Chris Godwin forgot how to catch.
Yeah, he did forget how to turn around, so... I had the Rams, and they were getting slaughtered in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was
My
rough.
curse came back for teams getting murdered, so...
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, the luck had to run its due course. But the Bills got the win on Thursday night. Of course, I had the Bills to cover, and they didn't. So, backdoor bullshit. And I was against Mike Evans in fantasy, and he caught.
That last second.
Yeah, I won, though, by 40 still. But
I mean, I had Mike Evans on both teams, so
well,
that
there you go.
was much appreciated, but it doesn't matter. I still lost.
Exactly. So, there we go. But the Bills, once again, not covering the spread against a team they should have beat, by a good margin. Could make an argument that they should have, but I won't say anything about that. I will keep my mouth closed. But yeah, your B-tier quarterback. I would
terrible.
say he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't anything special. That's what the B-tier's for,
Exactly.
right? That's what the B-tier's for.
I was just about to say that.
Right
in the middle.
I don't really have many reactions to that game other than Bills won.
Yeah,
Thursday night.
I kind of thought the Buccaneers had a chance leading up into the game.
Yeah.
And then once the game started, first quarter is like, oh, Bills are probably going to win this game. But then that second half, the Buccaneers looked like they could make some noise, maybe come back, and they almost did. Like I said, Chris Godwin just forgot a catch.
He did forget. That was so funny.
That was a perfectly. I mean, I won't want to say perfectly because he probably didn't mean to put it right there, but that was a great leaf. It was a great thrown ball for the Hail Mary, and it's right there.
Yeah.
So, it's not my team, so I'm not like upset about that. But if that was, I would be.
Yep. Well, we got the 1 o'clock games rolling around, of course. No international game next week, by the way.
I know, Germany.
Germany, yep. But 1 o'clock game rolling around. We'll start with my Atlanta Falcons. We lost against the Titans. Not surprised. We're the most mediocre team.
Debut.
Yeah, and he looked like prime Brady out there.
Yeah, I mean, he stepped out and already looks better than Bryce Young. So.
Well, he looks better than Tannehill, and that's what matters.
Oh, yeah.
So, he had double the touchdowns Tannehill had all season.
Yeah, and he looks better than Malik Willis.
Well, obviously. I mean, we weren't even speculating on Malik Willis. So.
I didn't even realize he went into the game.
Yeah, and then botched. The snap was high, and it was like...
I looked up for like 1 second during that game. I was like, who's number 6? What? Who?
Yeah, but Desmond Ridder went out with a concussion.
I thought he just got pulled.
No, he had a concussion symptoms or something like that, so he got pulled.
Okay.
Taylor Heineke came in, and I feel like we looked better with Taylor Heineke in there.
Didn't really. I wasn't watching much of the game after Ridder got pulled.
We looked better with Taylor Heineke, in my opinion.
All right.
And then Arthur Smith was like, we're still confident in Desmond. And then now he didn't really name Desmond the starter.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because of concussion things or because of confidence things. So I'm hoping it's the second one, because I was high on the Desmond train because I'm just trying to be, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but
Right.
it's the project has not worked out, and since we're in a pretty trash division, right,
Yeah.
4-4, we have a chance. Like, we still have a good chance to win this division.
Mm-hmm.
So turn us over and give us Heineke. So that's my whole thoughts.
Maybe y'all could have messed around and traded for Tannehill.
Nah, we shouldn't have traded for Tannehill. Look, you should trade for Josh Dobbs at this rate.
Should have. Vikings beat you to
They
it.
did. The Jacksonville Jaguars went into Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Got a 20-10 little low-scoring victory.
Like they always are.
Kenny Pickett got out with a rib injury.
Yeah.
But he should be good for Thursday night.
Money Mitch came in and did not do
Didn't. He was not worth the money.
No, but I will say he doesn't look that much worse than Kenny Pickett.
I mean, the offense just doesn't look great in general at all. So
Yeah, we'll talk about the Thursday night game coming up. So.
it's this age-old question I get where it's like, would you rather win, or would you rather play football and it like looks brilliant, right? And it's like the Eagles, right?
Just win.
and not win a Super Bowl, right? Or would rather play ugly football and go like mediocre, but then go to the Super Bowl and win it. And I feel like you just say ugly football, right? Because you win the Super Bowl.
Well, that's what I was kind of.
Even like you're like
well,
boring football,
Right.
right? And like not fun and like low scoring games, but you win the Super Bowl. Or like you have a very fun team to watch, right? Every week you're tuning in, but you lose the Super Bowl.
I mean, I just feel like you're not winning a Super Bowl if you have an offense that can't.
Yeah, it's just a hypothetical.
So,
but like,
I mean, obviously whichever scenario gets your team a Super Bowl win is probably the most what they would say.
yeah,
But, like again, I don't think you're getting to it. You're definitely not winning a Super Bowl. If you're not winning the Super Bowl with the Steelers offense,
No.
It doesn't matter who your defense is and who you're playing.
yeah.
I mean, it kind of does, but the other team in the Super Bowl is going to be really
Yeah.
good. And their offense doesn't work against really good defenses.
No,
so,
they're gonna cook them.
yeah. So I think that is an interesting question, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
Steelers just don't look good on offense, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Jags have forced the most turnovers in football, which I think is interesting.
I mean, they have a good young defense.
Yeah.
They're very explosive, hard hitting. They do almost everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Except in the games they don't. I mean, they do allow like big plays. Again, I remember that game with the Chiefs where it was close. Like that game was close like almost the whole time because they didn't
Yeah.
really allow much until those few chunk plays at the end that they kind of gave up and the Chiefs
Mhm.
pulled away with it. So I mean, I really like Jacksonville's defense. They got to play some more together. They don't really. I don't feel like they blend well together as of
Mhm.
right now. Like I feel like they've got their issues, but give them some more time together, a little more experience, and I think that will be a top 10 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid, but like, I mean, you're gonna make some good plays against the Steelers offense,
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
So they did their job though. They did their job.
Right.
So they didn't make anything special. George Pickens had one catch; it was a touchdown, but I mean that was really it. So
Mhm.
yeah. And then my favorite game of this week, and I want to feel like I'm not joking when I say this at all because I thought it was actually exciting, was the Jets-Giants game. There was like 25 punts
Yeah, they
in the
watched
game. Tommy DeVito had -1 passing yards.
Who is he? The Giants quarterback?
Yeah, because Tyrod Taylor got injured.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Jones is coming back.
Thank God.
I've never heard you say that before. Well, maybe for the Eagles fan, you'll say thank God.
Exactly.
But would you rather face Daniel Jones or Tommy DeVito?
I'd rather have traded for Josh Dobbs. But that's just me.
Well, their season's kind of over if you think about it. So
I mean, they only go as far as Saquon takes them. So
Yeah.
if he stays healthy, like.
well, he's dang healthy, but it's just like that offense, the O line's just too bad. Saquon can't make plays if he's already dead in the backfield.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, I guess you're right, but
Yeah.
he finds a way though. But,
Sometimes,
I mean, I
but-
promise you, that offensive line is going to be on all second stringers, and he's going to have like 120 rushing yards on us. So.
How about Zach Wilson though? Did you watch that game? or
No,
not?
I didn't.
Okay.
That was one of the only games I paid.
Okay, so
0
25 seconds left. Giants had a field goal from 35 yards out, or like 38. Graham Gano missed it, right? In 2 plays, in 25 seconds, no timeout, Zach Wilson went 52 yards. They hit a field goal with 1 second left. Like he got to the line, spiked it with 1 second left, kicked a field goal, went to overtime, and then won off the game-winning field goal.
Okay.
Zach Wilson, 2 plays, 50-something yards.
I think that's good for him. I mean,
Good for the confidence.
He's definitely proven this year that he's not as bad as we all once thought.
Yeah, and his maturity's gotten better too.
Yeah, I feel like being on the team with Aaron Rodgers has definitely helped that, and I think it's gonna be really interesting to see next year,
Mm-hmm.
what they decide to do with Zach Wilson, because Rodgers has said that he wants to play football for 5 more years,
Yeah.
so that's at least another 3 or 4 on the Jets. What do you need Zach Wilson for? So
Exactly.
I bet he's on the move after
Falcons
the
will
end of
make
the
a play.
season. I would not be surprised because
Yeah, we'll do something stupid.
He's proven that he can, if given the right pieces around him, that he can make something happen.
He makes some, I wouldn't say something, he makes some things happen.
Right.
Good or bad.
That's
right.
right. But I'm saying you're obviously like the 49ers. If they feel like at the end of the season that Brock Purdy's just not it,
Mhm.
and don't even get me started on Sam Darnold. They look at Zach Wilson and they see this is a guy.
They're gonna stick with Purdy, bro.
But I'm saying this is a guy who, given the right scenario, makes the decisions to put their team in the best chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, that's what we all said about Purdy last year. But this year he's been or at least these past few weeks he's looked really shaky, and he hasn't looked like that same kind of player. So let's just say that this streak for Purdy continues.
Yeah.
And let's just hypothetical mode, right? They don't win their division.
Okay.
They're tied right now with the Seahawks.
They have the Seahawks have the tiebreaker right now.
Exactly.
So they're second.
Yeah. So, but technically though,
yeah.
they are tied though. So
no, they're actually not.
Well, I know, but
Seahawks have 2 losses because they have a bye week.
Oh yeah, that's right. The
Niners
have 3. So yeah, the Seahawks are winning. So yeah, second in your division right now. You've lost some games you probably shouldn't have lost.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I don't think they should have beaten I don't think beating the Bengals was a guarantee.
Yeah.
But I think beating the Browns might have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget who the other one was, but it was last week, so I don't remember. Anyway.
Who they lost to?
Yeah.
Oh, they lost to the Vikings.
Oh yeah, the Vikings. Yeah, and I feel like you should have beat them.
They should have beat the Vikings, yeah.
So you're coming off 3 losses. 2 of those losses you shouldn't have lost. That's kind of like the Cowboys and the
Cardinals
and the Eagles and the Jets. Like in a race this tight, these are the games you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might come back to bite them because the Seahawks have been playing at an elite level. So let's just say you're a wild card team. You don't have home field advantage. You might make it out of the wild card. You lose in the divisional. Mm-hmm. This is a 49ers team that's been at this same point for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's time to go out and say, well, maybe we can't do it with the last pick in the draft. Let's go out and get the second pick and see what he can do. And you put him on an offense that has all those pieces around him. I'm just saying, I think he could.
I don't know.
I think he could take that offense, not to like a new elevation, but I think you could see. I think you could see better play.
I don't know. I just don't know what he can do with that off. I feel like this is kind of the last kind of gasp with the Niners before everything starts crumbling. And they're just not going to give up on Purdy like that. It's only been a couple weeks where he's played bad, right? And Debo hasn't been there.
Again, but that also goes back to that argument. That team is too good for him to be playing bad without one player. I mean, we talked about this last week. With Trent Williams being there, I get that.
I don't rate the receivers like that. Like, I don't rate Ayuk like that.
What do you mean? Like Debo?
I think Debo's their best wide receiver.
I think he's their most dynamic. But
I think he's better than
I think if you talk about in terms of like a true wide receiver, I think Ayuk has that because he goes out there and he gets those jump balls, he gets those one-on-ones. Like, it's good that you have that. Debo to me is kind of like Tyreek Hill, where he's running around all over the place, always in motion. But you'll see him out of the backfield.
But Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver in the league. Right now.
That's debatable.
Who do you think's better?
AJ Brown.
No, Tyreek Hill's better.
But that's debatable. But
I mean, Justin Jefferson's better at all of those when he's healthy.
Well,
Who do you think's better, Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown?
When they're healthy?
Yeah.
Well, you know how I feel about Justin Jefferson.
How do you feel?
I don't think he's that good.
Oh, bro, what? I don't remember this. This is horrible.
You've never had.
You don't think he's that good?
I think he's overrated. Yeah, I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is. Devontae Adams is, like, if you look at wide receiver skill wise, and talent wise, he's the best receiver. Then I would probably put Diggs or Jefferson. It's hard. It's between those two.
Do you think Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I don't think Jefferson's a bad wide receiver, but I don't. When people come up here and say,
you think Diggs is on the same level as Jefferson?
I think in their play, yeah. I
don't think so.
I feel like.
I think if you gave Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, or if you gave Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, you gave Kirk Cousins, Stephon Diggs, I feel like the Bills' offense get better and the Vikings' offense get worse.
See, I don't see much of a change.
I do. Justin Jefferson's a better route runner.
I actually think Stephon Diggs is a better route runner.
Wow,
I just think I think Justin Jefferson's a little more shifty and elusive than Diggs is. But I think in terms of route running, I think Diggs is a better route runner.
Don't you need to be shifty and elusive in your routes?
Well, that definitely helps.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like.
Well, that definitely helps.
Obviously, definitely helps. But I'm saying, like, how do I want to?
You don't understand. Like, before Jefferson got hurt, he was putting up some good numbers.
No, I know he was. Yeah, he was on pace to be like have a great season this year. But I'm saying, but Diggs is also on pace to have a really great season as well.
Yeah, but if if you take Tyreek Hill, he's better on pace. Better than all AJ Brown.
I know. Again, and it depends on who they play week per week and how many targets they get. Like that's all. Stats is all.
And Tyreek Hill plays in a harder division.
Well, he and Diggs play in the same division. So.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with you there. I would agree with you there
Yeah.
in that. I mean, I definitely would say like Tyreek Hill, like he has the most yards, most touchdowns, most receptions.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of that is because that offense is so like air it out, pass heavy, and he's always just sprinting down the field.
Well,
Exactly. But
you don't need to be run when you have a dude who's just flying by every DB.
Exactly. You don't need to do that. So,
Exactly.
And that works. So that's not a diss to I don't even know what that would be. What are we even talking?
It's not like I see what you mean. It's not like saying like his numbers don't count because they throw it more.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, in terms of like when I look at NFL players, I try to keep yearly stats out of it. Career stats, those are good markers. But like if you're looking at like top 5 wide receivers in the NFL today, right? Obviously, you look at the if you look at the statistics side of it, I think the yard leaders are Hill, Brown, not Cup. It's Diggs. I think Puka Nakua's up there somewhere in the top 5, and then DJ Moore. So I don't know after last night, but he was up there last I looked. So, but there's a lot of receivers that aren't on that list that I would say are better. Like DeAndre Adams, I think he's the best receiver in the league. He just doesn't get a lot. He's on a bad team right now. Like that, we saw last night. His quarterback can't get the ball to him. So, and then, but when you look at an offense like Justin Jefferson, I think in years past, especially last year, I'll say, because this year they have Addison, so it might be a little different when he comes back. But last year, it seems every time like the Vikings were throwing the ball, throwing the ball pretty much, they were always like throwing him on a slant, him on an out. Like he always just seemed to be making these 10-yard like in and out catches, and it's just that's great. Like you can go get all those stats. It's just his play style didn't seem that to me of that being better than Devontae Adams.
So it's Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Puka, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, right?
Yeah.
And Justin Jefferson's played 5 games, and those guys have all played 8. Jefferson's 14th in receiving yards, but if you take yards per game, it goes Hill, Brown, Jefferson, Puka, Amon-Ra. So I think like Jefferson is averaging 114 yards per game. That I think it's like 0.2 below AJ Brown, right? I don't know. It's better than Stephon Diggs.
It is, but again, when I look at who's the better receiver per se, I don't look at this. I try not to look at the stats.
Okay.
Again,
bro's doing the eye test.
That's honestly the most fair way to do it, because unless you really did like want to go throw Justin Jefferson on the Bills and Stephon Diggs on the Vikings.
There's advanced statistics you can look at too.
That's true, but
like success rate, release rates.
There's also 2 different schemes. The players that are built around the players differently. So there's lots of factors that go in. There's no true like statistical way to look at who's better, because Tyreek Hill has the most receptions in the league. He also he has the most targets. So that's one example.
You can look at targets per yard, or you can look at receptions.
Again, all those advanced stats, those have come out recently.
Yeah, like Tyreek Hill averages the most yards per reception.
Yeah.
He's got the most yards after catch. He's got the most receiving touchdowns. He's got the longest receiving touchdown.
Yeah.
So, actually, no, he doesn't. What does it mean by that? Whatever.
He
no.
should.
Michael Pittman has a 75-yard touchdown. Tyreek Hill has a 69. So.
Oh yeah.
He had that one against 2 weeks ago.
I remember watching that.
It was the Browns game.
Yeah, he was sat on my bench
for that. That's why.
But I'm not saying Justin Jefferson is a bad wide receiver. I just don't think he's the best in the league.
Okay. I think he's. If you want to say that, and I guess I won't push best, but I think he's better than Diggs. I guess we can disagree on that, but.
Yes, we can. I think they're about on the same level, but.
Word. We can move on to the Panthers finally got their first win.
Yeah.
Did you watch the end of that game or no?
I did.
The whole jumping off sides, retry.
Yeah. Got 5 ties.
Yeah.
So.
But they finally did it.
Yeah.
Finally did it. And I really don't see where they're going to get like 2 or 3 more wins on their schedule unless it's a division game. So
I mean, yeah, because those are always doesn't matter what teams. Division games are always close.
yeah,
But
they got the Bears. Ooh.
no, they still don't beat. I don't know.
I actually think the Bears win that game because of defense.
Was Justin Fields gonna play?
If Justin Fields plays, I'm guessing they're losing.
Oh, Justin Fields plays, they'll win.
What, you think Bajan's not him?
No, he's not. He played horrible.
Well, he played the Chargers defense. They got a good pass rush.
It's the Chargers. They're not that good. I'm sorry. I mean, obviously, I sat here last week and said if the Chargers lost, then Brandon Staley needed to be flipping burgers by today.
He still should be flipping burgers.
That was absolutely a game the Chargers could not lose. But yeah, Bajan did not look good. I mean, he looked a lot worse than he did his first week. And I don't even remember who he played in this first week, but I know
the Raiders.
I know that defense was a lot worse.
Yeah.
So, but still, the one thing I will say though is I think Carolina does have like a good defense or average defense in today's league.
They make some plays.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If Bajan's playing, I don't know, but if Fields is playing, I'll give it to the Bears.
The Dolphins had a 14-point win, covered the spread against the Patriots. Nothing really to say there other than.
Yeah, I kind of expected.
I mean, the Dolphins just beat up on bad teams at home, so
yeah,
they did their thing. The Vikings took care of business in Lambeau.
Yeah,
I think the Packers are 2-6 or 2-5.
Yeah, we're not really feeling the love anymore.
I was, I thought I was gonna feel the love. I'm not feeling any love.
I think they're starting to find their ways in the QB market as well.
Who?
The Packers.
Think so?
I don't know what they're doing because they just traded Rasul Douglas.
I just feel like with the system they have there, and I don't think you can give up on Love yet.
Past 3 years though, you've gotten rid of Rodgers, Adams, countless other players.
Yeah.
And then, they just lost Rasul Douglas, who's a key piece in that defense.
Defense to the Bills.
I don't know what Jair Alexander's contract looks like, but if it was expiring, I'm sure he was going to be on the move.
I wonder if Matt LaFleur is going to get a hook.
I
just don't see. I just feel like with the expectations they have, it's hard.
I feel like the Packers.
I feel like they could do better, but there's not much of a.
There's not much
a peak they could do better with.
Like Jordan Love, he doesn't have anyone to throw the ball to really besides Christian Watson.
Yeah,
Christian Watson.
If not, this sounds kind of weird, right? But 2-5, it's like, oh, that's pretty bad. But if you said the Packers were 3-4, I'd be like, oh, that's actually not bad. Like literally one game flip, I'd be like, oh, that's not horrible. So. Especially with what they have.
Well, based on what they had. I mean, 2-5 is kind of what I expected from them as well. I'd say the only reason that changed was the first few weeks when they were 2-1.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh yeah, they got a chance," but not anymore.
Give me a chance. And then we had my dog of the day, the Rams, get obliterated by the Cowboys, 43-20.
Yep.
Scoregami.
Yeah, I heard.
It was a scoregami. I love scoregamis. And, I mean, I don't know if Matthew Stafford got injured.
Yeah.
That's kind of big for Cooper Kupp, Puka,
yeah,
and kind of their chances to make a wild card spot.
I don't see it, especially with the Seahawks being as good as they are.
And the Niners, and they're going to fight for that spot. And
although
one of them's going to have to slip down. The Cowboys and the Eagles, right? One of them's going to have to slip down. So.
Well, let's think about it, right?
And then when it comes to the NFC North, right? Who else do they have?
I mean,
Lions.
Yeah, exactly. So,
right? NFC South. It could. The only way I could say something is if the Bucks, Falcons, or Saints, one of them goes 500, right? And that could slip in for a wild card spot.
Yeah. So if you look at the NFC right now,
yeah,
you could say you got all 4 divisional winners.
Yep.
At this rate, you're probably gonna have an NFC East team as a wild card.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Either Cowboys, Eagles. You're probably gonna have
Commanders are a sneaky team if they somehow go on a run, but they just sold.
Yeah,
so.
they just kind of gave up their defense.
Yeah.
So and when that defense was already terrible, so
yeah.
they're not going anywhere. The Giants probably.
Right, the Vikings are 4-4, but they have Kirk Cousins down.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson down.
I mean, we can see what Josh Dobbs do.
Yeah.
Right, we can see what Josh Dobbs does.
We could, but yeah,
we won't throw it out there yet.
He beat the Cowboys.
I think I always say there's a 15 to 20% chance.
I'll hold out on them. But if we look at it right now, we're gonna see 2 NFC East teams in the playoffs.
Yep. We're gonna see 2 NFC West teams.
Most likely
on pace.
Unless one of them something bad happens.
Yeah, unless they really crumble.
So that leaves one wild card spot open. I don't see the I don't see the Commanders, and I don't see the Cardinals within those two divisions competing for it.
Well, the Cardinals are 1-7. You mean the Rams?
No, we're talking about the Rams. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if you're the Rams, you could say maybe the Giants.
For a wild card spot.
Wild card if they figure something out, but
The
I'm
Giants.
saying maybe. I don't think so.
No, the Giants are done.
Okay, so we'll count them out.
They're done.
So Commanders, Giants out.
I would say the Commanders have a better chance than the Giants, even after selling, because of the offense.
No, because that offensive line is still terrible.
Yeah, but Sam Howell just makes shit happen somehow with the receivers.
Yeah, but not when he has 2 seconds to throw.
True.
Last game was an anomaly. You can't take what happened last game because he only got sacked
once. I'm an anomaly.
Which is super weird, but
this is what I'm saying. Okay, Buccaneers are 3-4, Saints are 4-4, Falcons are 4-4.
I feel like one of them's going.
I feel like the Falcons or the Saints are kind of going to be the two-headed race. If Taylor Heineke plays, I feel like it'll be a two-headed race.
So
And the Falcons play the Vikings this week, right? And if the Falcons win, the Vikings lose.
Yeah.
That's something right there.
So yeah, I think it definitely comes down to either the Vikings make some noise because Bears aren't going, Packers aren't going, Lions are. They're winning their division easily. So we could only see one NFC North team if the Packers fall off.
Yep.
So then, if that means no other NFC South team can keep it at least close to the division leader, meaning I don't think the Panthers are going to go, and I think one of the 3 teams, either the Falcons, Buccaneers, or Saints, something's gonna happen and they're gonna go down.
Yeah.
And I think between those last 2 teams in that division, I think the second place is gonna be fighting with the Rams and the Vikings for the wild card.
Yeah, I could see that.
So.
I mean, yeah, the Rams fall 23 points. They can. They do play this week, so we'll see what they can do.
Yeah.
Woo. They play at 1:00. Nice. All right. Eagles Commanders, exciting ass game. A.J. Brown breaks the record for most 125-yard receiving games in a row. I think it was 6, breaking Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's one of the top receivers in the league. Wouldn't say it's the best, but that's an impressive record to break. So,
again, I only say he's the best just because I think as a true wide receiver, I think there's a lot of things that Tyreek Hill does that he can't do, like burn past 2 DBs straight to the end zone. There's also a lot of things A.J. Brown can do that Tyreek Hill can't do.
Yeah, of course, because with his height and strength.
And we saw a lot of it happen in the Commanders game, which is why I personally, and of course as an Eagles fan, but I think if you look at his ability to jump up and get a ball, he had that
jump
play.
Ball. Yeah, jump ball.
Yeah,
and he literally just got it with one hand,
I was looking at a stat. Him and Devontae Smith too. It was Jalen Hurts targeted them, I think 7 times. The 2 of them together went 7 catches, 230 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
In the game?
In the game.
That can't be true.
Yeah, it was more than 7. It was
definitely because A.J. Brown had 8 catches.
Yeah, it was.
Bro was just waffling.
It must have been 17 then.
Yeah, 17 sounds right.
Because I know I saw 7. Anyway, they didn't. The 2 of them together didn't drop a catch, and they went for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, and Atlanta Falcons legend
15 targets,
getting in on the action.
Julio Jones.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
First Eagle touchdown.
First Eagle touchdown was a big one too.
Yeah, that was a weird game because
it was.
Because the Commanders going into this, Sam Howell was on pace to be sacked the most ever in NFL history in one season, and the Eagles undoubtedly, at least going into that game, had the best pass rushing attack in the whole NFL, just the best defensive line. So, yeah, 1 sack against Sam Howell. I don't really know how that happens, whether it was bad defensive scheming or just outstanding offensive line scheming. I think it's the latter because I feel like Ron Rivera only game plans for the Eagles and no other team.
Bro spends 18 weeks just for those 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah, he does.
And then goes 0-2.
I know he sometimes wins one of them,
yeah.
But I mean last year, yeah. But I swear that's the only team he game plans for because they always play their best against us. Look at last year and this year. But so the defense definitely did not look good last game, but the offense looked amazing. Besides 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
Kenneth Gainwell should not be in the game unless we're up by like 20 points. Keep saying that. And yeah, they finally stopped the brotherly shove.
Did.
Yeah, and then
the fake brotherly shove was actually class.
He said, "All right, bet, watch this."
Yeah. He said, "Hold my beer, bro. Hold my beer."
Exactly.
Yeah, that was actually class what he did.
Yeah,
that was so smart.
Dude, I've been saying to do that since last year.
Yeah, finally did it.
But yeah, good play. But
yeah, big win for the Eagles though. First 8-win team.
7 wins.
7-win team.
7-1.
Yeah. Are y'all on bye this week? I'll play.
No, we play Cowboys.
Oh, big
America's
week.
game
That's
of
right.
the
That's
week.
right. Because Dak Prescott in the press conference was like, "Don't poke the bear." Well, that's what the NFL's for. So, he's dead.
Who's the bear in this scenario?
I think Mike McCarthy said something where it was like, "We're not going to say anything about the opponents." And then Dak was like, "Well, that's what the NFL's for." And I was like, "Oh, you're dead."
Oh, he's poking the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck, bud.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Is it in Dallas?
No.
Oh, it's in Philly?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, GG's.
I was about to say,
how are the Eagles 3-point favorites?
Yeah,
I might come out of retirement for betting and bet all my house on the Eagles, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a divisional game, so some stupid's gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, newly acquired Eagle Kevin Byard didn't do that much against the Commanders, so watch out, Dallas.
Yeah, he's due.
He is.
But then we got one more 1 o'clock game, which is the Colts and the Saints. Saints took care of business, 11-point win.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game.
Yeah, very high explosive game. Derek Carr made some throws. There was one where Shaheed got into a 1-on-1.
I saw that.
You saw that? Yeah. And then Kamara had 2 touchdowns, one in the air, one on the ground. Looking really solid.
Yeah.
Since he's been back from suspension.
Yeah.
And I expect a little more from the Saints defense. I don't know if I should be discrediting the Saints defense or crediting the Colts offense for 27 points.
The Colts offense is just really good.
It's kind of interesting though.
Shane Steichen's he's an offensive mastermind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this to the day.
Well, they need a defensive mastermind right now, so
exactly.
They need one badly.
But yeah, no, Shane Steichen has proven that he's one of the best offensive play callers in the league today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's arguable.
There you go. So. I think he's been putting up numbers, so if that defense did something, then they actually have a pretty good freaking record.
They could be competing for that division.
Exactly.
And then it definitely doesn't. Yeah, and you think about it, he's putting up all these numbers with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. If Anthony Richardson, that'd be interesting.
Oh my God, yeah. I wish he was still.
I wish he was. I was a big fan of what he was doing. So.
Yeah, it's my second team. Remember?
There you know. Move the 425 games.
Yeah.
405, 425. The Seahawks. See that game?
Who did they play again?
They played the Browns. They had the game-winning touchdown to Jackson Smith and Jigba. A little bit of controversy with maybe there's a hold on DK Metcalf. But they got the business done. They took over number 1 seed in the NFC West. Yeah. Or number 1 in the division.
I feel like weren't they at this point last year, though, too? And then the Niners won 12.
Yeah, there's something crazy like that.
I don't know. But are the Niners going into a bye week?
Yes.
Oh,
because Christian McCaffrey's on my bench for fantasy. So, and you know my situation with the whole fantasy is every single week my running back too was like a waiver wire guy, and now it's both waiver wire guys. I'm trying to pick up Darrell Henderson.
You know who my running back 2 was last week?
Who was that?
Gus Edwards.
Oh, he popped off.
And I lost by 30.
That's crazy. That is actually wild.
Yeah. So yeah, what's the next afternoon game? Oh yeah, Ravens are one of them. Let's get on to that.
Ravens won by 7 against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards put up some numbers. 31-24, but another win for the Ravens, and honestly,
that looks like they're winning it.
They look like one of the best AFC teams.
Yeah.
So, if arguably you can, like I said last week, make the argument that they are a couple plays away from being undefeated. So, because they had the game in, they played Miami, and it was just insane. There's a couple games, but
what are they? 6-2?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they've definitely looked like the most complete AFC North team through week 8.
Oh yeah. Bengals have been on a run though, so
yeah, Bengals are starting to pick it back up. I don't know. The Ravens are playing at such a high level. I just think it's
got to keep going though.
Because last year the Bengals also got into this slump, right?
Yeah.
And they were losing their division early on. They were able to get back in front because the Ravens had injury problems.
Yeah.
And the Browns and Steelers. Well, the Browns also had Deshaun suspended, and then there are problems as well.
Yep.
The Steelers just weren't good. But I think if you look at it this year, you have a Browns defense who's
that's
top 5.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Right.
Top 3 probably.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Deshaun Watson coming back soon, even though
he's just rehabbing, trying to stay healthy.
He hasn't looked the greatest ever since he's gotten to Cleveland, but I think him on that Browns team is still a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they still make some noise. And then the Steelers have been winning games that they shouldn't have been winning.
But I feel like it's just going to catch up to them.
I feel like that's going to catch up to them, but we all know
Mike Tomlin, he just 500 ball every year.
Yeah, he's going to get his streak.
New Jeff Fisher.
I think this year is going to be interesting for the Bengals because I feel like last year they hit their slump, but their division's misfortunes allow them to climb back in the front. Unless something bad happens to the Ravens, like Lamar gets injured, or the Browns, realistically, I don't really see the Bengals getting back to that 1 seed, and I think they're a wild card team this year.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So
I think the Ravens are the favorite to win the division unless something crazy happens.
If I had to bet, I'd put the Ravens.
Yeah,
right now.
I mean they also have
because Lamar
kind of
having
jump.
an MVP season.
Yeah, they also have the jump right now. So
exactly. So
but they took care of business. The Bengals won against the Niners. The Niners have lost 3 straight.
Yeah,
it's kind of the perfect time for the Niners to finally have a bye week. To get people rested. Hopefully Debo
and make a big trade.
Yeah, they did make some trades. But yeah, the Niners have lost 3 straight. We talked about that a little bit. You did. So we can move to the final game, and that is the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yeah. The
Broncos win for the first time since 2015 against the Chiefs.
16 straight, yeah.
Yeah. Finally did it. The cold weather, Mahomes did not look good.
He had his flu game.
He did.
And he's not MJ.
Yeah, he's not MJ, so we learned that quickly.
He's the exact opposite. Yeah, did you see he had his worst fantasy performance ever?
And I went against him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was lucky.
Unfortunately, I went up against him last week.
Yeah,
yay! But yeah, the Broncos looked good.
They did. The defense, hey, they gave up 70 against the Dolphins, gave up 9 against the Chiefs, any given Sunday.
Again, I do think a lot of that is because Mahomes was incapacitated, but
but hey, a win's a win.
A win is a win.
And Russell Wilson's been putting up some good numbers.
Yeah,
so.
I'm about to start him in my fantasy.
There you go.
Tua,
There you go. Well, that's crazy.
But he puts up better numbers every week.
That's kind of crazy.
It is, but it keeps
it happens.
Happening. So yeah, Tua's either getting traded or sent back to the waivers.
True. I'd actually play Tua this week.
I might play him this week.
Yeah. Who did the Broncos play? Oh, they're on bye. Oh, we have to play them. But yeah, and then we had Sunday Night Football. I mean, Tyson Bagent couldn't really do much against the Chargers. No. Is there really much to talk about? Justin Herbert had a good game.
I mean, yeah, we kind of expected.
Yeah,
happened, so.
Just the expected happened.
Yeah.
And then the Lions picked up the win against the Raiders.
Also kind of expected. Although that game was close for a little bit, which was a little surprising. They got that interception and that score.
The pick 6 from Marcus Peters. Do you think the Raiders are the most dysfunctional team in the NFL?
I think that I'll say this. I think their front office is the stupidest in the NFL. Yeah. Because Jimmy Garoppolo actually can't play quarterback.
Yeah, Mark Davis is also giving me what is it called? It feels like he more like Jerry Jones or like Jason Garrett, where it was like, why is Jason Garrett not fired? Because they're buddies. Why is Josh McDaniels not given the boot yet?
Oh, because he knows something.
He's got to know something.
He knows something.
So,
but
unless you're riding out to the end of the season and don't want to like throw someone into a situation like that, he's no matter what, he's got to be gone this season.
Yeah. I honestly don't. I mean, I just feel bad for Devontae Adams.
I feel horrible.
Cause, I like to say he's the best receiver in the league. What is he in receiving yards?
He went to the Raiders because of Derek Carr.
Right.
And he's no longer there.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know if this happened or not because I don't really cover or follow the Raiders and I haven't seen anything in the national news. But like,
go on.
If I'm Devontae Adams, the second they send Derek Carr or they cut Derek Carr, I say trade me or I'm not playing for you.
Yeah, well, he should have done that.
He should have.
He should have done that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he should have followed Derek Carr to the Saints. Because I mean, you lose Derek Carr, right? And we know, despite how he's been playing this year, Derek Carr is an upgrade to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, and yeah, I think Jimmy Garoppolo, his play was over-exaggerated on the Niners. We got to remember, this was a backup quarterback that got thrown into one of the greatest rosters ever.
I also said, like, last year, remember this kind of turning the clock back a little bit. But Jared Stidham played like the final 2 games. And he looked pretty good for a backup quarterback. And I was like, oh, he's young too. He's like 24 from Auburn. Give him a chance, Like, why would you sign Jimmy G if you're going to be mid? If you're going to be below par?
Yeah, to this day, I still don't understand that signing.
Yeah. I talked down on the pod when we were doing it over the summer on Zoom, and I'm going to keep talking down about it as well.
I feel like when we at the time we kind of looked at it, we looked at Jimmy Garoppolo. I was like, this is a guy that with the pieces around them, he can manage the game. That's what he did for the 49ers.
But he wasn't that dude for the 49ers, right?
Yeah, he never was. He never stepped up and made plays. But when he put him on that, at least at the beginning of the season, when you put him on the Raiders offense, you say, oh, you got Devontae Adams one side, Hunter Renfrow on the other side.
Yeah.
And this was before they traded Darren Waller.
They should have traded Hunter Renfrow. Yeah. At least got some value out of him.
Yeah, and this was before they traded Waller, too. So you got Darren Waller up the middle and Josh Jacobs out of the backfield.
Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams.
I feel like offense. We looked at that Raiders team, at least at the beginning of the year, and said, this offense looks like something Jimmy Garoppolo should be able to produce average numbers with. And obviously they traded Waller, which I don't know how much that would have helped or not, but yeah, they still have Jacobs, Adams, and Renfrow all on the team, and Jimmy Garoppolo is playing like one of the worst quarterbacks this year. So he's done. He needs to retire. His legacy's over. Raiders are stupid for even signing him.
Yep.
Their season's over. It was over when they signed him. And they need to get a new owner. They need to get a new manager.
They need everything.
They need new uniforms. They need a new city. Go back to Oakland. Honestly, new colors. Just give new everything.
Not new colors. Not new colors.
No,
I think their colors are nice.
I'm sick of looking at that gray and black.
Nah, it's fire.
When they suck every year.
Football is fun when the Raiders are good.
They're never good.
They were good like in 2015 and like 2016, and football was good. I don't know, when they're like decent, football's fun.
Speak for yourself. Football's fun when the Eagles are good.
That's the most biased thing I've ever heard in my life.
Exactly.
That's all the games. Do you have any like major thing you want to say about the games?
No, I mean I don't think
besides that.
I don't think there was any real big shockers this week, which is
Broncos.
Weird. Besides the Broncos.
That was kind of a big shock.
But honestly though, once I kind of
Will Levis.
Oh, that was.
Shout out Will Levis. I mean, that was a game and a half right there.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins looked, like freaking prime D-Hop in this back in the day. And Will Levis had 4 touchdowns, double Tannehill.
Yeah, no, Will Levis looks like he's the future. So. Grace. And of course, that was against.
Why couldn't Tannehill just save his ankle for one more week, bro? One more week. That's all we needed.
Will Levis was looking like to be steal the draft, maybe.
It's been one game, bro.
I know.
It's been one game.
I know, but
No. It's been one game. One game.
All right.
Hey, Tyson Bagent last week.
Right.
Wait, I'm goated. All
right, but Tyler Bagent for his debut.
Tyson Bagent.
Whatever. He played the Raiders off defense, which is horrible. I like to think the Falcons defense is pretty good.
It's a little bit better, but we don't get sacks. We don't get pressure.
Yeah, and you lost Grady Jarrett, so you know what? That's fair. One game.
Like you gotta give it time.
Let's see how he does against Pittsburgh. But he does that against Pittsburgh again.
Yeah.
He does.
If he can put
if he does that against Pittsburgh again, steal the draft.
225 and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions or no turnovers against Pittsburgh. I'll take it back. But right now, I'm not going to say that. So
I just feel bad for Bryce Young because it seems that every rookie quarterback that plays, they all play better than him.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether they are actually better than him or just
scheming, time,
coaching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad for him because I thought coming into this year that he was going to play the best, and he's played the worst. So.
Well, that will be the Week 8 kind of recap. Yeah. Then we're gonna go. Let's talk about some trades for a little bit.
Yeah, let's spend a few minutes.
There was
big ones today.
The big ones today, I think, were the Commanders.
Right.
The Commanders were kind of the story of the day.
Both edge rushers.
Both the edge rushers. Montez Sweat to the Bears for a second rounder. Chase Young to the 49ers for a third rounder. I'll say this: I think the Niners did a little good on that trade.
Yeah, they absolutely fleeced.
I think the Commanders fleeced the Bears.
I think I'll say this: I definitely think. Chase Young is better than Montez Sweat, so I think Chase Young warranted the second rounder, and Montez Sweat was worth the third. That's just my opinion.
This is my opinion. the out of all teams to trade a second rounder, right? You get the team that is higher up in the second round, right? And you get a second round from the Bears, and from the Bears side, you're not even contending. You're not even. What are you buying for? Like, what are you going in for? And the reason that they did is because they have contract, or they have cap space, the biggest in the league, so they can sign up to an extension.
Right.
But like, I just don't.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
Unless there was there's another second rounder out there. I don't know if the Commanders take another trade, so I can't really speculate. But if the Commanders don't take a trade, right, and Montez Sweat hits free agency, maybe there's a chance he sign him in free agency. But like, to give a second rounder, to me that's going to be a high. It's going to be in the 33, 34, 35 range is wild.
Yeah, I don't. To me, I think the Bears think that they have a chance to win next year.
I don't know what they're thinking.
I know, but I think they do. Maybe not next year, but soon.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because
they invested in the defense heavy, right?
But
my issue is the quarterback.
Exactly.
Right?
He's proven that he can't. He has not proven that he
right?
can win.
You have Bajan right now. Fields has looked iffy. He's had his on and off.
He's had 2 good games in his whole career.
Yeah.
And this is his what?
Your running back situation's not great.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So like,
you have DJ Moore. That's good. Who else?
But your offense is just not that it.
No, they don't even have Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Who is
they just don't have it.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney. The offense isn't that special. I mean, the offense isn't that great.
Offensive line's not good. So
and the Bears fan, I know Bears fan, he posted the story. He's like, "Oh my God, Ryan Poles, how did I ever doubt you?" I'm like, "You got fleeced." In my opinion.
I mean, yes, obviously.
I would say fleeced, but
bringing in Montez Sweat is a big deal.
I would give the Commanders a B+ to an A-, and I would give the Bears a C.
If you're Montez Sweat, though, I don't know. I
Right?
don't think they asked him if he wanted to go to the Bears, because I would have said no.
Exactly.
That's not really an upgrade
right
from the current position.
And it wasn't like when he got traded, I didn't immediately see Montez Sweat has to sign it. Like, they talked to the player before and they're like, "Would you sign this?" Yeah. Trade, sign the extension, boom, you're in Chicago, right? He hasn't signed the extension. This is his last year.
Yeah.
You're paying a second rounder for what could be a rental to a team that's not even winning games.
Yeah, so
I don't understand it. Unless they can get the extension, then I understand where you're coming from, but I don't understand it from there.
Yeah, I don't. If they really think that they have a chance of winning something in the next couple of years, they need a reality check. Justin Fields is not it. Defense it's fine, but it's not. It is not contender worthy. If you want, you need a defense that's contender worthy in the NFC. You look at San Francisco, you look at Dallas, and you look at Philadelphia. You look at those. You look at those 3. You model something like that, and then you have a championship caliber defense. The Bears do not.
I mean, the Eagles' pass defense hasn't looked so great this year.
Oh yeah, the secondary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've definitely looked a little shaky. Yeah. But that run game.
They're amazing on the ground. They're the best against running backs. So, but the
passing game has.
I would say it's not the worst, but like the reason it's one of the worst is because they force opponents to always, I guess, come back and throw. Right. I think they lead. They're pretty high up in there in attempts against them because.
Wait, what do you mean?
Attempts like throws.
Attempts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the teams are always having the offense scoring, right. The teams always have to come back and kind of make
I think a lot of it. Well, I think a lot of it is they just don't.
They just stop the run too.
They just don't want to run on us because they know that. Then I mean, let's look. I think it was the Who was it that we played?
You got it.
No.
What game? Can you just speak about it?
I can't even remember the game. It was the Not the Buccaneers. It wasn't the Rams either. Who did they have the Rams? Dolphins. Yes.
Sunday night.
Yeah, one day. It was one of the most pass or run heavy defenses in the or offenses in the league. Like they were putting up numbers. Yeah.
Not run heavy.
Not run heavy, but like statistically, like they were
explosive on the ground.
Very explosive on the ground. Yeah. Sorry, I probably should word that. Yeah, and
that would contradict what you said about 20 minutes earlier about their air raid offense.
What?
Yeah, when we talked about the best receivers, you're like, oh, well, Tyreek Hill has all these numbers because they're an air raid offense.
Oh, no, they are. But what I'm saying, when they run the ball, and a lot of let's just say out of the
they're an explosive offense.
Because there's a lot of those touch passes and all that stuff. Anytime the ball's coming from out of the backfield, it's not being thrown. At least against the Eagles game, I never saw it go for more than 3 yards. So, except for maybe 2 plays.
We know that's not true, but
Again, that is an exaggeration, but I can only think.
But I know what you mean.
I can only think of when I'm thinking about that game 2 plays from that backfield that went more than like 3 or 4 yards, which was really impressive. But that pass defense does need some work. But I think there's been a lot of injuries in there. A lot of different pieces moving in and out. So once they get some familiarity, and we just made when we're talking about trades, let's go ahead and talk Kevin Byard's on the Eagles.
Yep, we'll see how he does.
Big steal from the Titans.
He played,
didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Reed Blankenship got a
pick. Yeah, big one.
Did you know they played in college together?
Who, Byard and Blankenship?
Yeah, they both went to Middle Tennessee on the same time.
I did not know that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
A little friendship.
Yeah, I mean. We have both Middle Tennessee starting safeties on our team, so
you know the Instagram page of MTSU's flexing the hell out of that.
What? Oh yeah. I know.
The 71 Eagles have our safeties.
Oh, I know. It was. I actually went on Instagram.
Did you actually?
I found that out because it was like they're reunited.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yep.
But he didn't look bad. I mean. He didn't really. I'll say this: you didn't really see him much in the game because the ball didn't really come his way, and I think that's a good thing.
There you go.
Especially, So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out because he hasn't done anything yet. But
there you go.
I'm excited for it.
But yeah.
Josh
Dobbs.
Oh yeah,
Let's talk about that real quick. First of all, 2 things. One, Josh Dobbs impressed me at quarterback. Even though the Cardinals are 1-6. He was impressive to me for a team that would look like they weren't even going to win a game.
Yeah, who's that one win against?
Cowboys.
Exactly.
That was against that like elite defense.
Really good defense.
I mean, you said it yourself, so.
I mean, I still consider them.
They're a good defense. But he looked good for a team that was expecting to have really a lot of moves at quarterback. And the only reason he got benched is because they were trading him.
Right.
And Kyler Murray's coming back.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's about to come back. They want to
start their rookie.
They're trying to get another draft pick.
Yep.
I guess we'll get to that, but who are they playing
the Browns.
this week? Oh, okay.
In Cleveland.
Because I was going to say, if you're
the Browns defense, rookie quarterback in Cleveland.
Yeah, they're trying to lose that game.
I have the Browns defense. Hopefully they can do a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if they were going up against like an opponent, maybe on their level. Like, if you told me going up this week that they were about to play like, not the Broncos, but like, say they're about to play like the Panthers coming into this week, I would have been like, oh, they were starting their rookie quarterback so they can throw this game.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited to see what Dobbs can do in Minnesota.
Yep.
Addison's proven that has the capability of being wide receiver 1 while Jefferson's out, and then when both of them are on the field together, that's going to be even more fun to watch. Especially with Kirk Cousins back. Next year is going to be crazy for them. I'm excited to see what Josh Dobbs does. He doesn't strike me as the big arm. He doesn't have that cannon, I feel like Kirk Cousins does.
Yeah.
It's a lot of medium, short throws.
Yeah, I like that though. And he can go on the run as well. He's one of 3 QBs that has over 1,000 yards and 250 on the ground.
So I think we're gonna see some
Hurts, Lamar, and Dobbs.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some changes in that Minnesota offense as well. At least for this season, because Cousins isn't coming back.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna see a lot more play action, a lot more running, because they got Cam Akers going.
Finally got a touchdown.
Yeah, and they got Alexander Madison. So, yeah, are they on bye this week?
No, they play the Falcons.
Falcons, okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna see, and maybe not this week, but by the start of next week, we are going to see a difference.
But
Vikings offense.
Josh Dobbs is not playing against the Falcons.
Yeah, that's why
he's playing. If he's gonna play, he's gonna play the following week, so they can learn the playbook and stuff. Yeah.
So I'll say by the start of after the Falcons game, that Vikings team is gonna have a new looked offense.
Yeah, and if they win that Falcons game, then they're 5-4, which is surprising, right? And they're sneaking up for a wild card spot. Yeah. So. Also, a little rant before we move on to the next week. I feel like Jameis Winston needs to get that kind of like Josh Dobbs. I don't know the word, moment or like opportunity at a team that sucks. I like Jameis Winston to throw. I thought he was going to go to Minnesota, actually. That was my like secret kind of dark horse pick because he has the arm to throw deep, and he's thrown deep a lot. We see him throw over 5,000 yards before.
I guess the thing is, what other teams in the NFL right now don't know who their quarterback is? At least for the rest of this season.
The rest of this season? Well, I guess, the Bears right, with the injury. Justin Fields, that they're gonna.
But I feel like if
do the
he's
whole
healthy,
thing.
he's playing.
He's playing.
So I don't feel like they're exactly gonna be giving up assets.
The Rams.
Is Stafford out for a while?
I mean, he's like a bad rib injury. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
guess
remember
the
how long it
Rams
was.
would have been a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really. At least right now, I don't really see another team in the NFL that desperately needs maybe the Colts.
The Raiders.
I guess
the Raiders would have been a freaking good one.
Yeah, I guess the Raiders would have.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if they had Winston over Garoppolo, that would have been much better in my opinion.
Yeah, but
because actually, first of all, I was gonna say maybe Winston makes more mistakes, but Garoppolo's thrown an interception in every single game he's played this year. So
I would say Jameis at least is a lot more accurate than average,
and he can air the ball out.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like at least you give it in the range of Devontae Adams. You know, there's at least a 40% chance he's making a play.
Yeah, you just can't sit at 5 yards over his
Exactly.
head.
So, that's my whole talk about it, or not talk, but rant.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice, but obviously he's still a Saint. So
yeah. Do you want to move on to week 9?
Sure.
Let's do it. Thursday Night Football. We talked about Levis and Pickett.
Yeah. Like we said, if Will Levis goes out there and does
his thing, we'll talk about how he is and how kind of a steal he was and how hot his girlfriend was when he was chilling right there. You know.
I wonder where she is right now.
Damn.
She probably hit up Bryce Young after that.
Wow, that's wild. Well, who do you got in that one? I'm gonna go with the Steelers at home. Low scoring game. Give me the Steelers.
He's giving me a reason to believe. I'm gonna take the Titans.
There you go. 3-point, by the way. Have you looked at any of the spreads yet or not?
Nah, yeah, I was gonna wait, give it a glance once you were explaining yours.
Okay.
Since you're still behind.
Go ahead. So 1:00, Vikings and Falcons, in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
I'm gonna take the Falcons.
I also Jefferson's not back.
Jefferson's not back, and
I don't even.
I think it'll be a close game.
Who's their backup quarterback?
They're playing the rookie Hine or something like that.
It doesn't matter. I'll take the
Jared Hall.
Although, I don't know.
Jared Hall.
Falcons defense looks good or looks bad against rookie debuts.
Shut up.
We
did.
I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Hey, but Jared Hall's thrown 4 passes this year. Will Levis threw 0. So it's not much of a debut. It's a debut start.
All right.
So
I'll take the Falcons.
I'll take the Falcons as well.
If they lose, we're gonna have to start.
If they lose, I'm gonna play like the aux on here, bro. Like it's gonna be bad.
We will have to start a conversation.
We will have a conversation. If Desmond Ridder plays quarterback and we lose, we're having a conversation, a major conversation.
All right, we'll be here next week.
I actually didn't, because I had the Falcons fair. I didn't touch the 9:30 game. Dolphins and Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
In Frankfurt.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know.
Give me the Chiefs.
In
a nail biter.
Mahomes will be healthy by then.
Give me the Dolphins Chiefs in a game that has over
50 points.
50.5's the line. So that was good. That was a good shout. Give me over 63 points. I think it's gonna be high barreling scoring.
Yeah, I would probably.
Even though the Dolphins defense makes some plays, I think it's gonna be Mahomes and Kelsey are gonna be locked in. So
yeah,
Taylor Swift's international, baby.
No, they're not. No, she's not. Is she going to that?
What?
Is she going to the game?
Maybe, but Taylor Swift's international.
Well, until I know if she's going to the
game. I need to know she's going to the game. If she's going to the game, I'm picking the Chiefs. If she's not, I'm picking the Dolphins. Exactly.
But she's put a curse on that team.
Exactly.
I only hate it is because she's definitely going to be there.
So who do you got?
Play us.
Who do you got?
It's so hard. As of right now, I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomo.
If he's sick again, God no.
Mahomes.
But if he's fully healthy, he's definitely gonna want to bounce back from last week. So
run, Mahomes, run onto the win.
Unless they're both severely jet lagged and it's 3-9, but
yep. Mahomes goes to Frankfurt. Rams and Packers, 1:00. A little bit of a interesting game. I think John
QB.
Brett Ripien is kind of right now, but Brett Ripien.
I've heard that name before.
And John Wolford just got signed for the practice squad.
I've also heard that name.
So,
who are they playing? The
Packers.
Packers
And Lambeau.
in Lambeau. Actually, yeah, give me the Packers there.
Yeah,
I don't think
I like that as well. Commanders and Patriots in Foxborough.
Real great game right there.
Yep.
Patriots will probably win.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones has looked horrible, but
Commanders defense
even more horrible.
Yep.
Especially losing your 2 starting edge rushers. That defensive line was probably the only bright spot on that defense, and now it's about as gray as everything else. And then we know that Patriots defense is elite, and Sam Howell's offensive line sucks, and they're not the Eagles, so Ron Rivera didn't game plan right. So give me the Patriots.
There you go. Buccaneers and Texans. Texans are 3-point favorites against the Bucs.
Where is that game?
In NRG Stadium.
I don't know.
That's Houston.
Okay. I don't know the sponsorship. Oh yeah, Raymond James. I should have known that. Wow.
I think you're gonna go with the Bucs.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Bucs.
I kind of like the Bucs in that game too.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans won.
Yeah.
Although they did just lose, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Steam.
You got the Cardinals and the Browns in Cleveland.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Browns as well. The Bears and the Saints in New Orleans. I'm gonna take the Saints.
I'm also take the Saints. Tyler Badgett.
Yep.
Baggett, whatever.
Tyson Bagent.
Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying Tyler?
I don't know. Tyrod Taylor, baby.
Who cares?
Well, I'm taking the Saints just because it's in New Orleans.
Tyler Taylor. I can't think of a rhyme. Just give me the Saints.
Taylor to the Paylord.
Saints. I can't.
Bro just said Saints and just froze.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
And then we move on to our last 1 o'clock game: Seahawks and Ravens.
Wow.
At M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore.
I knew that one. Wow, that's a great game. Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens as well. It's a little shaky, but give me the Ravens.
So we better see this division here.
Yeah. Colts and Panthers.
4:05
in Carolina.
Yeah. Why is that a 4:00 game?
That's a weird one.
Because that's on the East Coast.
I feel like the Texans could be a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, why?
The Patriots could be a 4 o'clock game. The Packers could be a 4 o'clock game.
Why is that a 4:00 game?
Probably because the slate.
Well, it's not going to be the
Give me the Colts.
Yeah.
Give me your second favorite team.
Second favorites.
The Giants and the Raiders.
Wow.
4:25.
Another terrible game.
Where's
that game?
Legion Stadium.
So on the West Coast, so that makes sense for a 4:00 game.
Give me the Raiders. I said it.
Can both give me a tie?
They're both shit. Give me a tie, baby.
Give me a tie.
Give me a tie, bro. They're both shit. Give it a tie, bro.
That's gonna be.
Give it a tie.
That's gonna be a 10-10 final
Yeah, it's gonna be some bullshit. The over/under is 37.5.
Give me the under.
Yeah, throw the under. Cowboys and Eagles.
Game of the week.
Okay, it's in Lincoln Financial. You know what that is?
Where's that again?
Give me the Eagles in that one. And then we move to Sunday night. Bills and Bengals Sunday night in
Sunday night. That's
in Cincinnati.
We just can't. That's weird.
Cincinnati.
I feel like the Sunday night games are alternating between good and bad games.
And we got a banger.
Yeah.
And it's a primetime game in Cincy.
In Cincinnati.
Yep.
That's a hard game. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Bills.
I wanted to take the Bills, but primetime Josh Allen. I don't know. I feel like Josh Allen is just not
Bills against good teams, man. Bills against good teams.
They blow out good teams.
I'm gonna take it.
I would not be surprised if they win by 30, but I also would not be surprised if they lose by 30. So
me neither. But I'm not surprised if the Bengals are 3-point favorites.
Give me the Bengals. I'll take
Monday night, Chargers and Jets.
Yes.
Give me the Jets.
I'm also taking the Jets.
3-point underdogs.
Might have to be the dog of the day.
Could be the dog of the day.
That's yours.
It's not my dog of the day.
Is that what we're moving into, though?
But you want to move into dog of the day?
Yeah. You're barking now?
I mean, it's just us two, so we got to, right? Dog of the day. I'm still at 2.5. Are you still at 13?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still stuck in our little ways from 2 weeks ago.
Well, you're down, so...
I'm down. I'm going to go first.
Well, I'm looking at all these games. Oh, never mind. I already found mine.
You found your dog of the day?
I already found it. Unless this is the one you're picking.
I don't think it is, because you said the winner. For my dog of the day, you're going to go the Buccaneers, but I'm going to go a little more of a spread.
Okay.
I am confident in the Washington Commanders getting a victory on the road. I'm confident. Eric Bieniemy is going to have a master class at offensive coordinator. All right. Mac Jones will look like Mac Jones. Okay. And hey, there's the games every week where you don't expect a team to win, and any given Sunday happens. Sam Howell is going to put up some numbers. The run game is finally going to work, and I think the Commanders are going to win that football game. Give me the Commanders in Foxborough.
Okay.
You gonna go with the Bucks?
No, I went with them last week and they let me down. I'm not gonna.
Don't let me down.
I don't like to double down. But
don't let me down.
If I was gonna double down, which I am, it's not gonna be on the team from last week, but it's gonna be the same game. Give me the Tennessee Titans +3 tomorrow on Thursday night.
Ooh.
In Pittsburgh.
Okay, in Pittsburgh. Taking the +3. Both another Thursday night little thriller for you. Mm-hmm. Well, not tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow night.
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
There you go. Yeah. Little 3.5 and 3. So nothing big. I was thinking about taking a big spread, but I was like, oh, it's the Cardinals, and I was like, I was thinking about the Bears, but I was like, no, it's in New Orleans. Don't be stupid.
Badger is not doing that.
Yeah, bro relied to first letter and first name and last name, and still didn't say Bajan.
All right, TV.
Hey, TV12, bro, TV12.
What number does he wear?
I don't know. It's like 7 or some bullshit like that.
Find it.
Go ahead.
You can carry on.
Yeah, but I got Commanders. You got Thursday night again. Your own one Thursday night, so
yeah, I am.
We'll see if Thursday night can treat you well and you can go 500. But one of us got to hit, right? One of us has to hit. What number is he?
No, none of us have to. I can't even find it. Where's the Bears?
This is so easy, right?
No, I'm on it. Hold on. Let me see. He is number 17.
17. Yep.
TB17.
TB17.
It's got a better ring to it. I'm not going to
cap. TB17 over TB12? Nah, TB12 is just like TB12, 17.
TB17.
Oh, I see what you mean. E-T, alright, carry that. But I think that'll do it.
Yeah, my brain hurts.
That'll do it for an episode of Nothing Green NFL. Thursday we should do the NBA pod. Yes. Finally.
We will have it.
Finally.
We did record our first one last Thursday.
But it was way too long.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours long.
It was 2 hours long. We didn't think y'all wanted to go through it.
We already know no one's listening to this point right now.
Hey, bro, that's cap. It's
20-minute watch time on average. But whatever.
We'll go through it. Thank you for listening to another episode of Nothing Agreed. A little solo back to the double crew right here. Thank you for listening. Barron, myself, thank you, and peace.